Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day. As you guys are probably wondering what's going on with that documentary video, or what that video has been coming up of, which is kind of what I'm calling it, it will be done within the next couple of days. Actually, it's technically mostly been done for quite a while now. I've just been trying to find time to actually review it and all that, so that way it can be reviewed and done great. This is my very first time doing this, so there may be some hiccups or whatever. Please let down your criticisms, because criticism is only going to make me do better, not do worse. So criticisms on that. And without further ado, we have some more crazy stuff. As you've seen in the video where they're screaming trans lives matter, where they want the sterilization and mutilation of children, that's what they're going for. See, they think that this is a type of thing that will be helping people, but it won't be, because the kids have been suffering, and maybe they should see the detransition on the Discord, on the Reddit, and see how bad that's been getting. And I think that's a growing number. So without further ado, now that we've seen it, let's look at what's been really going on here. And breaking, trans lives matter occupies Oklahoma Capitol to protest bill criminalizing genital mutilation of minors. The Milestone Act would prohibit Oklahoma doctors from providing gender transition procedures or referral services relating to such procedures to anyone under the age of 26. Now, okay, for this here, this is actually this is actually hilarious, because this is what I was talking about with my video. This is what's talking about my video where people should probably be at the age of 25 before they, really start transition, because that's when our full frontal lobe is being deformed, or being formed. And again, age 26 allows that, I guess you would say, would give that an extra year step. But I think this is probably the best way, right? Because honestly, at that point, your full frontal lobe is performing. You make sure that you want to do it. So this is actually a real good test to see if it really does work. And these guys should not buckle, because obviously this does need to come into test. Because we have to give this about 5 or so years to see where this really goes and see where it comes. And as I said before, I think this is a good step, because again, people shouldn't be able to really, in my opinion, shouldn't be able to transition until much later in life to see where where it really is. Because, we all make stupid decisions, and life-altering decision is bad. I still say 18 is probably the bare minimum at the very least. The lowest that I would personally go. But in my personal opinion, I think 25 is the best range, and they're going a little bit year older, so not too far off to what I'm going off of. Trans activists gathered in the Oklahoma Capitol Monday to protest legislation that would prohibit the sterilization and mutilation of children. Trans lives matter. They chanted. The legislative session began in the state of Monday, and lawmakers are expected to consider the Milestone Act, which would prohibit Oklahoma doctors from providing gender transition procedures or referral services relating to such procedures to anyone under the age of 26. I like this. The bill would further authorize the state's attorney general to enforce the act, and these found guilty of violating it would be guilty of a felony and subject to license revocation, says a release from the state Senator David Bullard, who sponsored the bill. Child abuse is a felony in our state, and mutilating of a young person's genitalia should be viewed no differently. The Milestone Act will hold those who perform child mutilation to such accountable by making such activity a felony. Those guilty of such a heinous crime will be both legally and financially liable, Bullard said. Yeah, I 100% without a doubt believe this. Without a doubt, it should be considered a crime, and I 100% believe that this should not ever fucking happen in our country whatsoever. And there's quite a few other countries as well that are actually following suit in this. Like I said, I don't know if this is really going to last very long for these trans activists, because I think that the power that will be is pushing against them, especially when they start going after the kids. And a lot of people are seeing this, where they actively want to do this to kids. So I don't think this. And as we've seen before with the therapy stuff, yeah, not the therapy, but that one guy that's going into the spa in New Jersey, yeah, we probably can assume assume that some nefarious acts are happening. Now, we want to see on what's really going on, right? So I'll read this and I'll show you the actual clip of what's going on. During his State of the State address, Governor Kevin Scott said, "Send me a bill that bans all gender transition surgeries and hormone therapies on minors in the state of Oklahoma." State previously signed bills that ban biological males from competing in women's sports, and require sex-segregated bathrooms in school to remain segregated, regardless of the student's stated gender identity. I think this is a massive thing for people there. Again, we'll probably see a lot of things shaping up. Here's the thing with leftists. If they think that it's such a problem or harmful to kids, then let this bill go through, and then let's see what happens. See where everything states how kids are being treated, etc., etc. Let that bill go through, and then see what happens in the next 3 to 5 years. If it's all bad, then reverse it, which it won't be bad. But again, you put your mouth where the fire is, and if you think it's going to be bad, then let it go through. If not, well, because they know. I think deep down they know that it is actually very bad for kids in general, and if they do let this go through, it will just show that everybody else is right and they're wrong, and that they're essentially not going to be in the best place possible in the culture war. All right, guys, this is honestly Kevin Scott or Kevin Stitt pretty much going over what he wants to do with the whole thing in his speech. It was very nice. Take a look.
Protect our most vulnerable, our children. After all, minors can't vote, can't purchase alcohol, can't purchase cigarettes. We shouldn't allow a minor to get a permanent gender-altering surgery in Oklahoma. That's why I'm calling for the legislature. Thank you. That's why I'm calling for the legislature to send me a bill that bans all gender transition surgeries and hormone therapies on minors in the state of Oklahoma. As governor, I will never shy away from calling out right from wrong. I will not be intimidated by partisan interest groups or make decisions based on groupthink.
Yeah, and I also think, but here's the thing, one thing I always say. I say groupthink in a sense is kind of where you kind of want to cater to the majority. But with them, they're definitely the minority, and not a lot of people think like them. Because once you, I think there's also a lot of parents that would do with the transgender surgery or what have you, or all that stuff, because one, either the doctors lied to them and said that this was going to be beneficial to their child, and obviously parents only want to do what is best for their children. They don't want ever cause technical or legitimate harm to their child and stuff like that. So that's just normal. Whereas if you come down to people that when you just come down to other people as well that just don't really believe in that stuff, they're not going to want to put their children in harm's way. And this is the majority. The minority are just trying to hurt kids and try to think they're saving lives, but they're not. These people are fools. They're damaging children. They're destroying children's lives. They don't care about the children's lives because their life is shit as well. So, because since their life is so bad, they have to make sure other people suffer the same way that they're suffering, so they go after the young and vulnerable. Because, obviously, that is a thing. And they're going to trans lives matter when you guys have a horrible case of having mental diseases or mental illnesses, and I don't think that it is wise to influence children that are very influential and can be severely damaged We don't let kids smoke, drink, and other things at a very young age because we know the actual legitimate damage to them. The same thing is where we don't allow them to do gambling and stuff like that because it's very influential and it ruins people. It ruins their lives. It is not a benefactory at all. We have to protect kids because kids are our generation. And if we come up and when we grow up and have a very dysfunctional and fucked up, I would say, generation of kids, then our society collapses. Our way of everything just falls apart. So yes, we have to protect our children for more ways than one, and plus because one, they're the biggest innocents of them all. I mean, obviously some kids are worse than others due to bad parenting, but in most sense, kids are innocent, and they come out innocent. When you see kids, they're the least ones that see color. They just want to play, they don't care. So that is where it is. And some of the online kids just grow up and, they become, adults and then assholes. But kids, at the very highest order, are innocent people. Lawmakers proposed 17 bills targeting hormone therapy for minors, with many also preventing gender transition surgeries for minors. Legislation preventing ARAPA funding to any provider that performs the hormones or surgeries to minors and is in effect statewide. In response to Oklahoma's move to protect children from the medical impact of gender ideology, as well as save women's sports and protect women's sex-segregated spaces, a trans activist and lawyer, Brittany Novotny, is forming a new political action committee in the state to try to block the legislation, called the Securing Liberty PAC. Novotny claims that the bills protecting children run contrary to the GOP principle of limited government. Novotny claims that protecting children from sexualized drag content is simply government interference in private lives. No! See, you're not going to win this one. This is the biggest one right here, guys. That protecting children from sexualized drag content is simply government interference in private lives. No. You're not winning that. That is horrible. No. You're not going to win that with the majority of people, sweetheart. Sorry. We are not going to beat these bills by refreshing the same far-left rhetoric and playing victim, whatever he said. We're going to defeat these bills by defining common ground with Republicans in the legislature and helping them see isn't necessarily the winning issue they think it is. House Bills 2736 and 2186 equate drag performance to strip club performances. HB 2086 says adult cabaret performance means a performance in a location or other than an adult cabaret that features topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, strippers, drag queens, or similar entertainers who provide entertainment that appeals to permanent interest regardless of whether or not the performance is for consideration. Which, I don't know if I would say that drag performances are necessarily meant to be sexual, but in most cases that we've seen so far, they happen mostly 80-90% sexual. So it makes more of a logical sense to ban it outright, or saying it's sexual. I want to say banned because it shouldn't be banned. Adults should be able to go see that stuff if they want to, but allowing kids to actually see it or what have you is one thing. And I think putting a actual full sexualization or whatever onto it will make it to where parents are going to not want to take their kids to that stuff in the first place. HB 2636 states drag performance means a performance in which a performer exhibits a gender identity that is different from the gender assigned to the performer at birth, using clothing, makeup, or other physical makers, and sings, lip syncs, dances, or otherwise performs before an audience for entertainment. The election is expected to begin being heard in chambers Tuesday, and this is what we have. So yeah, I agree, guys. I think this is a great, massive step for Oklahoma. I hope they don't back down from these lunatics, and we get some actual justice for children, because they need to be protected more than ever. Alright, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, as always. Take care.